In the theory lesson, we learned what statements are and why they matter. Now let's look at a few simple examples so you can see how statements actually appear inside a C++ program. These exercises are still beginner friendly and safe. No compiling, no running code, just understanding structure and flow. This is a declaration statement. Its single action is creating a variable named age. The computer sets aside memory for it, and that's the entire instruction. One line, one purpose, one action. This is an assignment statement. Its action is updating the value stored inside age. Even if age already had a value, this instruction replaces it. Again, one clear action. This is a function call statement. Its action is printing the value of age to the screen. The computer performs exactly one instruction here, output the value. The if statement is a control statement. Its action is deciding whether the next statement should run. It doesn't print anything by itself. Its single instruction is controlling the flow. The while statement performs one action. Repeat the next statement while the condition is true. It doesn't update the value itself, it controls how many times the update happens. The for statement performs the action of running the next statement a specific number of times. It controls repetition. Again, one instruction, one purpose. Here's a tiny program showing all four statement types working together. We declare and assign a value to age, update it, and print it. Then the if statement performs its single action, deciding whether the next print statement should run. Every line is one instruction, one action. These three lines are three separate statements. The first creates and sets a variable, the second updates it, and the third prints it. Three instructions, three actions, three statements. Let's begin with something simple. Imagine a three-step recipe. Crack the eggs into a bowl, add flour, and mix the ingredients together. Three actions, three steps. Here we have a tiny C++ program, and just like the recipe, this code also contains three separate actions, three statements. The first line performs the action of creating a variable called x. The second line performs the action of creating a variable called flour, and the third line performs the action of combining them into a new variable called mixture. Each line performs one clear action. Each line is a statement. Now let's trace how the computer reads this code. Remember from the theory lesson, statements execute from top to bottom one at a time. First, the computer performs the action of printing starting engine. Only when that instruction is fully complete does it move down to step 2 and print fuel check OK. Finally, it reaches step 3 and prints rocket launched. The computer never jumps ahead, it never runs step 3 before step 1. It follows the sequence exactly as you wrote it. Here we turned everyday instructions into C++ statements. Create a score, increase it, and show it. Each line performs one clear action, exactly what a statement should do. Now let's categorize these statements. The first line is a declaration statement. It performs the action of creating a new variable called high score. The second line is an assignment statement. It performs the action of giving high score a value. The third line shows an alternative way to do the same thing. Instead of writing a declaration on one line and an assignment on the next, you can combine both into a single statement. Int high score equal 2500 creates the variable and immediately assigns a value to it. In a real program, you would either use the first two lines together or use this third line by itself, not both at the same time. There are two different ways to achieve the same result. Finally, the last line is a function call statement. It performs the action of printing the value of high score to the screen. Each statement performs a clear action, and they all follow the same rule. A statement is a single instruction that tells the computer to perform an action. This mistake happens when beginners forget semicolons. Without them, the computer doesn't know where the instruction ends. Adding semicolons turns these into proper statements. Technically, the top version works, but it's messy. Beginners often cram multiple statements onto one line. The recommended version separates each instruction clearly, making your code easier to read and debug. Here's a classic beginner mistake. A new programmer tried to squeeze three different instructions into one long messy line. The problem is simple. The computer cannot tell where one action ends and the next one begins. Without clear separation, the structure breaks and the compiler throws an error. In the next lesson, we'll learn the exact tool that fixes this problem, the semicolon. It marks the end of each statement and keeps your instructions clean and readable. Before we finish, let's look at control statements and how they fit your definition of a statement. A statement is a single instruction that tells the computer to perform an action. A control statement performs one action too, but its action is different. Its action is to control other statements. The if statement performs the action of deciding whether the next statement should run. The while statement performs the action of repeating the next statement while a condition is true. The for statement performs the action of running the next statement a specific number of times. They don't print or calculate by themselves, their action is controlling when other actions happen. An expression calculates something but it doesn't perform an action. A statement performs an action. By assigning the expression to a variable, we turn it into a proper statement. This mini program uses only statements, create a number, update it, and print it. Even without conditions or loops, you can already see how statements form the backbone of every program. Great work! You've completed your first practical breakdown. You can now count statements inside a block, trace their top to bottom execution, identify declaration, assignment, and function call statements, and even understand how control statements perform their own single action. Now that you know what statements look like and how they behave, we're ready to learn how to properly end them. Join me in lesson 2.2 where we unlock the tiny but powerful symbol that keeps your code structured, the semicolon.